Hello, humans. Welcome to the family of folks. And you're watching Spotlight. Today, it's Deadpool time. It's hard to believe what it's done for the global box office in 2024, especially for a R-rated movie. Sure, we had Inside Out 2 as a surprise hit. Who saw that coming, right? But the industry really needed a big win, especially with all the criticism surrounding Marvel movies lately. Deadpool and Wolverine really managed to win over most of the critics. It's sitting at 79 on Rotten Tomatoes and 56 on Metacritic. To break it down, it's 48% positive, 41% mixed, and 10% negative. Not quite hitting those 90s, but definitely a solid showing. So for both the movie and the industry, it was really important to inject some life back into the box office. The box office is the industry's health meter. The better the box office, the higher the industry can take creative chances, and that would mean the greater the chance for the survival of movie theaters and movies in general. And guess what? In the long list of wins for Deadpool and Wolverine, here's a fresh one. They have officially crossed the domestic lifetime earnings of the Avengers from 2012. That's right. Deadpool 3 is sitting at 627.28 million USD domestically, beating Avengers, which has made 623.35 million. That's about the number of subscribers I hope to get in my lifetime. Most of the Deadpool 3's heavy lifting came from US, but internationally it's doing great too, with 627.28 million domestic and 689.4 million international. What's interesting here is how it compares to Joker, the only other R-rated movie to cross $1 billion mark. Joker hit 1 billion thanks to the huge international numbers. It had only done 335 million in the US box office and massive 743 million overseas. But Deadpool 3, it's got a much more balanced split, with 47.6% earnings coming from US and 52.4% internationally. So for an R-rated movie, Deadpool 3 is doing pretty well, especially considering how strong the US numbers are. Though the international numbers are not quite what fans expected for Deadpool 3 to do, but it's still really good. Globally though, Deadpool 3 has crossed 1.3 billion US dollars, which is quite a feat for an R-rated movie. The only competition which we have in future, which I hope does the same magic which the first movie did, is Joker 2. It can break this 1.3 billion US dollar mark, or it can come a little lower than that. All bets are off for Joker 2, but interestingly, this year is great year for a R-rated superhero flick. And that's a good news for all the movie fans and movie lovers. On another note, let's not forget about Inside Out 2. It's quietly crushing it as well. Currently at 652.85 million by the end of this week, with another 145,000 coming in, is just behind Jurassic Park at 653.40 million. I think it's going to catch up. Why is this so important? It's because if Inside Out 2 catches Jurassic, which is currently sitting at number 10, it will not just make Inside Out 2 a top 10 world grosser, also it would end up becoming top US domestic. I don't think it will be able to catch up before its worldwide release on Disney Plus Hotstar and Disney Plus Global on September 25, 2024. Because the gap is about 550,000 US dollars, and of course it is making 145,000 every weekend, but that's still a number which would require approximately 2 to 3 weeks to catch up. And I hope it does. I think it will, because with a movie with such long legs, if you know what I mean, Inside Out 2 deserves it as well. It cannot happen to a better movie this year. Let's run back to Deadpool 3. Right now, it has around 26.12 million to go before it cracks up the top 10 highest grossing domestic movies of all time. Understand that very well, that Deadpool requires 26.12 million to become the top 10 domestic. For Inside Out 2, it is just 550,000. But since Inside Out 2 is almost completely out of gas and Deadpool 3 is still going strong, I think personally 26.12 million at the end of its run, it will be able to make up even if it is going to be short of that number or short of Inside Out 2, it is only going to be in exchange, absolutely minimal numbers. Let me throw the question at you. Do you think it can catch up? Or will Inside Out 2 stay the top earner of summer 2024? Or could Inside Out 2 break into the top 10 only for Deadpool to boot it out later? Let me know what you think down in the comments. It's always fun to break down these numbers and see how things play out in future. That's it for today's spotlight on Deadpool 3 breaking the bank. Until next time, stay free because that's the only way.